So I went on a date that I thought was going to be super classy. You know, one of those finally a grown man with real plates and no gaming chair in his living room kind of dates. His name was Trevor. That should have been my first clue. Any man named Trevor either owns 6 colognes or still texts his ex. Spoiler, this one did both. We matched on an app. His profile said he was a gentleman looking for something real. And I was like, oh, cute, me too. Let's trauma bond over overpriced appetizers. He suggested dinner at this swanky French place I can't pronounce. You know it's fancy when the menu doesn't have pictures and everything has an accent mark for no reason. I show up wearing heels that made me 98% legs and 2% regret. I walk in and Trevor's already there, looking way too confident for someone whose socks probably don't match. He stands up, gives me a hug, and then casually says, "By the way, someone else is joining us." Now listen, there are very few sentences that make me want to dive headfirst into the nearest breadbasket and disappear forever. But someone else is joining us on a first date? Yeah, that's one of them. I laugh, thinking he's joking. He's not. 2 minutes later, a girl walks in, blonde, tall, and wearing a face that says, "I definitely know your man better than you do." Trevor jumps up and says, "This is Emily, my ex, but don't worry, we're just friends now." Oh, just friends, cute. Nothing says romance like meeting your competition before the appetizers even arrive. Emily sits down, right next to him, not me, him. And she immediately starts telling me how they used to come here all the time, and how Trevor always orders the duck, and how he used to hate dates with girls who wear too much perfume. Ma'am, I am that girl. I bathed in vanilla cloud this morning. Now I'm sitting there, trapped in this French fried awkwardness, trying to make sense of what's happening. Meanwhile, Trevor is sipping his wine like this is a perfectly normal group project. Then Emily asks me, "So, how long do you usually wait before showing a guy your crazy side?" I said, "Usually I wait until the second date, but for you, I'll make an exception." Trevor chuckled nervously, like, haha, they're bonding. No, Trevor, we are not bonding. We are mentally arm wrestling for the check so we can run away from each other. Then, as if the universe hadn't already failed me enough, the waiter comes to take our order and goes, "Nice to see you again, Trevor. The usual for you and Emily?" I just looked at him, dead in the eyes, and said, "I'll have the duck, extra petty on the side." Needless to say, there was no second date. And when Trevor texted me later saying, "You handled that really well. Most girls would have freaked out," I replied, "Oh, don't worry. I'm saving the freak out for your wedding. With Emily, again." Moral of the story: if a guy brings his ex to dinner, order the most expensive thing on the menu. And always wear perfume strong enough to ghost a man mid-meal.